Hey guys, John Loxley here, back with well, it's not quite a mini rambling review. This is going to be like a first impressions video, basically. So I played about an hour of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. As far as my history with the series, Metroid was the original Metroid was the game that got me into playing video games. Um, I really loved the bleakness. If you've played the original, people misunderstand what it is. It is a time attack game. That's why all the hallways look similar. Um, and it's about finding your way around. It's bleak. It's hostile. You are alone. You're solitary, uh, and so you have to rely on yourself and your wits to survive on this hostile alien world. And you have to explore and find upgrades to improve yourself in order to be able to survive. That's what it's about. Um, More recent games, Samus Returns and Metroid Dread, I basically hated because I felt like they were trying to make the game more actiony. Like the Metroid series has never been a moneymaker for Nintendo. Understandable. People don't like sci-fi. The average person, the average gamer, I mean, let's be honest. You look at the popular franchises, it's Madden and freaking Call of Duty, or similar. It's sports and shooters. Um, and so really hard hitting sci-fi or sci-fi in general. You can occasionally get breakout games like the Mass Effect series, but in general, they are niche. The You can get fans, and those fans will be exceptionally hardcore and loyal. Um, but you're trading breadth for depth, right? Instead of appealing, wow, excuse me, allergies. Instead of appealing to a broad audience, you're getting a hardcore, dedicated fan base. That's what you're getting. You're getting guaranteed returns, not gambling and trying to get, you know, not you're not trying to win the lottery. You're going for straight up guaranteed income, basically. Um, so I felt like Samus Returns and Metroid Dread were steps in the wrong direction. I hated them, and I wasn't because of that. I wasn't going to get this, and then I saw someone made a supercut of, I think it's Mackenzie. There's some character in the game that talks at you. It's like, oh my god, you could turn into a ball. It's so amazing. Oh my, shoot the door, Samus. Shoot the door. That's how you open it. Like, and I was like, oh my god, this character is basically Claptrap from Borderlands. I'm like, there's no way this game is gonna do well. You know, and because originally I wasn't interested, and then I saw um, people were like, oh, there's a desert. It's open world. And then it's like, oh, there's a motorcycle, and I'm like, oh my god, that's even worse, right? And then I saw that little thing, and I'm like, I need to get it so I can be there at the end of the series. I need to watch it die, basically, right? The series that got me into gaming, I need to watch it die. Uh, and I started it, and I I think I might go play Metroid Dread after this and give it another shot. Like that's how concerned I am. I'm hoping it'll get better. Um, but I'm gonna go through my first hour and tell you kind of about it. So it starts off like I'm not saying I can't make the blanket statement it's bad, but I have this really sinking feeling about it as I play it. And when I stopped playing it today, this morning, I didn't save. I just stopped playing. That's where I'm at. So, um, so you start off title screen, and it's I feel like this is kind of going to summarize this whole series, right? So there's the woke people, and they infest things. They want to infest your hobbies, and they take pleasure in the thinking that they're going to destroy what you love. That's these people, and you don't need me to say that. They've been quoted, like Sam Maggs has been quoted saying that, and I believe the head writer for this game is trans as well. So not a shock, right? Um, and then I've tried to avoid most things, but I've seen things like you need to purchase a $30 amiibo to play music while you're on the motorcycle. I don't know how true that is. Um, you know, every video I've seen that mentions it says how bad it is. Um, and people are like, oh, well, at least it's not as bad as Other M. I had fun with Other M. I'm not saying it was good. The story was fucking terrible, but at least the game, was it Team Ninja? They tried to make it fun. It was okay. It was okay for what it was. It wasn't great, but it was okay. I had fun. There were some callbacks which I thought was I was all right with. Um, I feel like this might be worse than Other M though. So it starts off, and this is what I mean about emblematic for the series. It starts off, and the music comes in, and it's the Metroid theme, but it's like altered a little bit, and is it the backing track? Is that the right term? It's sort of it's the foundation of the music, and then you have like female soprano opera singers singing on top, and that's the main theme. Like the Metroid theme is like sort of the underneath. It's like in the background, and I don't know what the music is. It doesn't sound correct. I assume it's supposed to sound intentionally distorted because of whatever abilities I haven't seen yet. But there's like, I don't know if there's time travel or space and time or whatever. Something's going on. And that I assume is why it sounds like it's distorted. And I sat there and I listened to the music because I was curious if they were gonna do what the original did, which was like the attract mode, right? So back in the day, when they'd have games in stores, the popular games or the games they were promoting, or even in arcades, they'd have like little videos running, and then you'd see the title screen, and then you'd have another little video, right? And the original Metroid Prime did that, and it was really interesting. This just shows you, it just like does some weird like loading of that symbol, the relic, and then it goes to the title screen, and it just stays there, and then the music dies. The music plays and it stops. And I'm sitting there just like waiting. It's like, is it gonna repeat? And eventually it does, but it's like, that's how it starts. I'm like, okay, whatever. You don't need an attract mode, right, Manny? But yeah, so I start, and it gives you some blurb, and it's different. Normally you get like the, distress call at Sirius Station, or Samus is what is enlisted to do this, or blah blah blah. It does that, but there's something wrong about it. And again, I'm like, well, maybe it has to do with the whatever is going to happen in the game. But it's also like referencing, it's like, oh, the Metroids, what did they say? Yeah, they straight up tell you that the Metroids now are able to mind control people. Which to me is like, the reason the Metroids are a legitimate threat is because nothing is capable. Samus is the only one capable of generating an ice beam, right? And the thing is, these Metroids, the whole point of Mother Brain was that she could actually control the Metroids, and the Metroids are like this, uh, basically jellyfish, this floating space jellyfish that nothing can kill. That split, they divide on, when exposed to beta radiation, so like sunlight and shit, and they divide, and so and then they suck the energy out of every living thing. So you basically have this like, never played the Halo games, but presumably similar to the Flood. They have some like overwhelming thing. Like they are a overwhelming force. They're a force of nature. They are extremely dangerous. And no one has ever been able to convey that appropriately, I think. And so instead of doing that, we're saying, oh, no, no, now they can infest you and mind control you like the frickin' Last of Us zombies. Like they go into your body and then they grow little tumors on you that look like Metroids, weak points that you have to shoot. And they mind control you. And I'm just like, fuck. And so it gives us this little blurb that explains that. And then it shows us what appears to be, if you've ever watched like any of the new Star Trek, where it's like the space battles, all of a sudden you're thrust into that, and Samus's ship is going around. It's like dramatic cut. Oh, opera music. Oh, and Samus is like flying around. She's like blue, 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 and blowing up ships. And I'm like, she's blowing up the Federation ships. And then I'm like, oh, those have to be the space pirate ships. I guess. We've never seen them, I don't think. I don't know why they're organic looking, because we've seen space pirate ships in the first Prime game. They didn't look like that, right? We've even seen the space pirate homeworld, and it's not organic. It's all like mechanized. But okay. And that was when the sinking feeling set in, because it's like I'm literally watching the opening cutscene and I'm like, this is made for Zoomers. This is made for people with zero attention span. You're trying to take something that appeals to you're basically taking, like I said, instead of breadth, you have depth. You have loyal fans, hardcore sci-fi fans. You're taking something that's that and trying to give it mass market appeal. You're watering it down. You're hollowing out Metroid and using it as a skin suit, ironically, like the Metroids are doing, right? In this game. So there's that. The initial cutscene, she lands, does the whole jumps out of her ship, da, 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 and then the ship flies off because you land in a hot zone. And then it's basically like a scene out of the Transformers games, the good ones, right? You're blasting through whatever, and people are like, Samus, we need your help. And then you see like people fighting, and you shoot the space pirates. They're like, we gotta protect the artifact, and then you go and you see the artifact, and you fight. That's when you fight the Metroid infested thing. It's like some big space pirate. And like, I don't even really want to scan things at this point, because I'm just like, it just doesn't, it feels off. The whole thing feels off to me. And then I scan one of the space pirates, and it's like, this is a space pirate. This is one of the many races that makes up the diverse group of space pirates. I'm just like, oh my fucking god. Like, I realized that a tranny was the head writer for this, but come on, they put that in there on purpose. And then it's like, we're doing the whole identifying with the villains again. Like, did we ignore the fact that space pirates perform like fucking, Joseph Mengele experiments on people, on their own people? We're just gonna, I guess we're ignoring that, right? Like, they're not the good guys. I mean, like, we should not be talking about them in a supportive way or a positive way. They're they're villains. They are orcs. I realize orcs are black people, guys, but come on, you know. Um, so we get through that. There's the relic. The wall bursts open. Sylux walks in. No one's gonna know who that is unless you're a. I mean, Sylux was in one game. It was like a throwaway game that was basically a. It was like a tech demo. It was a tech demo that they turned into a game on the 3DS. Not even the 3DS, the regular DS. Right? And people were like, oh my god, Sylux. But it's like he's the Boba Fett. He was in one scene, and then he was mysterious and became like a thing in the Metroid fan base. But like, I don't care. I don't care about him. Who cares? So he shows up and they look at each other dramatically. And then they shoot each other. And Sylux shoots the relic and it explodes. And Samus is warped somewhere else. And it keeps doing like these cutscenes. And it keeps showing us Samus. And all I could think of was that Samus is not us. We are not immersed. We are not supposed to be. We are not Samus. Samus is her own person, and don't you dare think that you could control her because she's a strong, independent woman or whatever. But that's kind of the thing is like there's a definite the way they're structuring it, whether it's intentional or not, is that there's clearly a divide between the player and Samus because they keep showing her in third person doing things that we're not controlling. It's very odd. You know, and then it's like a whole other, it's like, oh, here's another race. Here's another ancient race that, you know, they were warlike, but then they transcended and blah, 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 blah. And then something I never thought of. I never thought that first they'd change the Metroids like that to make them basically the cordyceps fungus from Last of Us. But I also didn't think that the big thing for this, because you could see her hand, right, in this picture. It's like Samus' hand. That's her new ability. I didn't think it was going to be psychic powers. I didn't think they were going to give the walking power armor, the walking tank. Because that's what Samus is. She's basically a walking tank. I didn't think they were going to give her psychic abilities. I didn't think, like, that was never. If you had told me, if you were generating joke ideas for a Metroid, like, power, that was not. I would think psychic powers would be like the joke idea. Similar to, oh man, imagine if Sonic came to our world. Or whatever, like that level of, like, just, she even does the whole, oh, I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? So I got to the first planet. You know, it's like you have to help our race survive. Or something. It's like we're all dead, but if you you know, there, like, you get a little ghost, and he's like, we're all dead, but you have to send our records and technology on to the next world, and that's how we will live. We will live on that way. And there's like these orbs that are floating around him, and I'm just like, yep, I'm gonna have to collect all those. And then he's like, they didn't say that yet though. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I'm sure I'm going to, right? And then he's like, oh, up above you is the teleporter. I'm like, yep, that's where the final boss is. He's like, to open that, you need 5 keys from each of the 5 areas. I'm like, yep, here we go. And it's just like, I don't know, man. So I go to the first area, they teleport us there. And it's doing the hint system that the original game did, right? It'll tell you something, oh, open the map, and then it shows you or whatever. So I'm running around, I'm scanning stuff, and it's basically literally all the same things from the first Metroid Prime, just just different. You know, you have the little things that are in the earth that pull down as you get close. Then you have other things that shoot whatever, and then there's the plants that explode when you shoot them or whatever, and they're just different names and they just look a little bit different, but it's the same. It's the same exact thing. It's basically Prime 1 with a different skin, or a skin suit. And then so it's like, oh, there's a distress signal here, and so I start going in that direction, and there's a save point, the first save point. And I'm like, well, okay, I know the boss is right past there. That's where it's telling me the signal is. So I'm just gonna go check out this other thing. And I go the other path, and it's blocked off, and I'm like, oh, well, there's this little path. Cool. So I go there, I'm like, maybe there's a missile tank or something like that. I go there, and you have to turn in the morph ball, and you go through, and then it drops you. And I'm like, I can't get up. I can't go back. And I pull up the map, and I'm like, oh yeah, it looks like it's going to start to curve around. I'm like, I bet if I'd gone to the save point, it would have been a locked door. And I lost my ability to save, and I presume this is going to take us right to the boss. We're probably going to have to fight the boss and then go backwards that way. And that was basically where I stopped. I paused it, I put the Switch into sleep mode. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Am I seeking, am I looking to be disappointed? Am I looking to be unhappy with the game? Maybe. It's very possible. It is completely possible. But it's just doesn't feel right to play. It's kind of like when I was playing Dread, and you play Dread and it looks like a Metroid game. It's like 2D, but all the corridors are bare, and it's a bunch of one-way things, and you can't go back, and this and this and that. And it's like, and I'm playing Dread, and I'm like, this looks like a Metroid game, but it doesn't feel like one. And that's how I feel about this. It's like, it looks like the original Metroid Prime, but it doesn't feel like it. And maybe that's what they mean when they talk about soul versus soulless, or it even could be, there's the whole, what is it, mechanics something and aesthetics, where aesthetics of gameplay are the reasons that you play, right? It's like do you play for the co-op? Do you play for the competition? Do you play because it's the fantasy? Do you play for the music and the visuals? Do you play for the collectibles? Do you play for the story? There's the reasons that people play games, like what they get out of it. And for whatever reason, this does not, maybe it's those, but this does not feel proper. And like I said, maybe it's because seriously, the psychic powers, like, what the actual fuck? Every time I go to the scan mode and she's like, oh, I'm scanning it with my sensors. Oh my, oh. I'm just like, what? She doesn't make the noises, but you're so cute, Manny. You're so cute. But I'm just like, what the actual fuck? You know what I mean? I'm just like, I see her doing this, and I'm like, this is the classic dumb writers writing smart people. This is how that feels. Well, hello, Jack. So anyway, that's sort of my first initial thoughts. I have no idea. Part of me is like, I'd rather play Dread again. I don't know if I'm going to play it anymore today. Before I post this, I probably will have finished the game, but I don't know. I don't want to. Manny's in the way. I don't know if you could see him. Yeah. I don't want to play it. That's maybe the big thing for me is like, what do you think, mister? You want to get down, or what do you want to do? Jack's down there too, and Manny and him fought earlier, so you could chill out in my lap. That's totally fine. Yeah. Are you gonna get down? Okay. All right. Um. Yeah, just seeing all the like, just how it started, just seeing like all the explosions and the flashing lights and ooh, action. Like I know they did that because they're trying to appeal to the broader audience, but it's not Metroid. It's not like the slow exploration. And I know that's sort of that's been the modern trend. Like you gotta hook them in before you go with the slow exploration, right? Especially if there was a demo, right? But I don't know. For me, Super Metroid, the way that starts is the best thing. It's like, well, yes, right? Because it starts with the space station and everyone's dead. And so it's like this quiet, like something bad has happened here. The horror. It's almost Metroid is almost horror. It's horror adjacent, right? And so, it's how I feel about this is how I feel about people asking for multiplayer to be put into Subnautica. It's like Subnautica is the way that it is, and I like it that way. That's why I think Subnautica 2 is going to be trash, but that's a different conversation. Um, it's basically tourists, people that don't like what the game is. They want it changed for their own tastes, but they're not even going to play it anyway. You know, um, and I know Nintendo wants like games to just print money, but Metroid, yeah, Metroid's not sacred necessarily, but it's like it's mismanagement of the brand, basically, is what it is. You're not doing the things with the games that you should be doing, and it's I don't know. That's kind of how I feel. We'll see. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna play more today. I don't want to. That's the worst part. I'm trying to think. With Dread, how did I feel about that? And I think I was at least. I think I felt the same, to be honest. I was like, this doesn't feel right. I don't want to play it. But now I'm like, well, maybe I'll give Dread another chance. You know? So, anyway, that's those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Probably after I've been waiting to watch all these videos of people saying that Metroid is terrible, Metroid's an abomination, whatever else. I've been waiting to watch those until I finish the game, so I might just push through, which is not how I want to do it. But my god, like Metroids infest your body now. Like what the actual shit is that? And then Samus has psychic powers and she's like, I'm scanning you right now with my mind, with my brain powers. And then she has a psychic beam. Like you have a fucking nuclear cannon on your arm. Like, what do you mean it's psychic now? It's purple. She shoots purple fusion bullets. I'm just like, am I in hell? Is this I Yeah, beyond saving is what it should be called. Jesus. Anyway, like I seriously can't believe no one's made that joke. I haven't seen it yet. I I don't know. I'm sure someone has. People are way more clever than I am. Anyway, um that's it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and some of my others. Questions, comments, concerns, good, bad, or indifferent, let me hear them. I do read all of them. I do try and respond to all of them. I'm socially retarded though, so you might not get the best response, but I try. It takes me a few days usually as well to respond. Like I said, I'm probably going to have finished the game. See in the background of this too. These are the things and these things, And the whole like Silux, they tell you it. That's the little blurb, like Silux is after the artifact. Like, of course. I don't wait. Do they tell it? I mean, I'm sure he is. That's what he's there for. I don't know if they specifically came out and said it, but they're like, he's got to be here for something. The Metroids aren't usually like this. And then you go and you see all these, like, there's a whole fucking army of androids, and I'm just like, okay, he's probably gonna take over somehow, and we're gonna fight these things or whatever. It's Dread, the end of Dread, basically again, where all of a sudden the safe area becomes not safe anymore, or all of a sudden the world becomes harder. Who knows? I don't know. Post whatever comments you want. Like I said, I don't know when I'm gonna post this. I'm probably just gonna end up. I don't want to play it. I don't want to, but I feel like I should. I just don't think it'll be good. That's the problem. I'm so torn. Because I feel like if I push myself through, I'll hate it. And I will never like it. But if I wait, I don't think that's going to make it any better. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Hopefully your guys is a good one. And I hope to see you guys next time. Well then, guys, take care.